Heather Smith, there are no changes to tonight's agenda.
Okay, thank you. First up, we have a presentation from the Busy Bee Garden Co-op. So if we could call Kelsey up to the front for her presentation.
Okay, also, everybody hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll start now. My name is Chelsea. Some of you already know me with the co-founder of Busy Bee Garden Co-op, and I actually do a few other things as well. So I am currently on a board for Monarch Fellowship, Wild One San Diego chapter of Caterpillar Child Habitat Farms, and many of you know that I also steward two Native Seed Libraries sponsored by the Audubon Society here in Lemon Grove right now. So let's get into the presentation of why I'm here. First off, benefits of native plants. If you don't know, what we have been doing is putting native plants in throughout the city of Lemon Grove, in public places as well as in people's front yards. And the benefit of native plants, of course, is our biodiversity, because native plants help promote biodiversity and they protect local species. A lot of people here, we need to save the bees. They don't realize we're not talking about honeybees. We're talking about the over 600 species of native bees here in San Diego County alone. And we are a biodiversity hotspot. Planting something like a California buckwheat is going to attract 42 pollinator species, where, you know, if you plant, like, say, an African daisy that looks pretty, you're going to attract honeybees. So these ecosystems are what nourishes our organisms, from the small insects all the way up through our food web. So that is how we go from ecosystems through the wildlife and into the environment as well, because these native plants have adapted to our native soils and to our native conditions of everything that we have. So a lot of people don't plant something because they go, oh, nothing grows in this clay soil. And we have stuff that will grow because it's native, it belongs in that clay soil. They're also low maintenance and low water, which is good for the environment. We're all trying to save water, even though we had record amounts of rain these past couple of years. We're still trying to save water, and it'll save at least your water bill, or the city's water bill. Let's go next. So Lemon Grove as a conservation city has already begun, and that is with the Busy Bee Garden Co-op, as I have said. Right now, Busy Bees is putting in at least one garden 11 months of the year that is 75% native plants. And we are doing that with the help of volunteers, some of whom are in this room right now. So we are going through and we're putting them in these places that for front yards, or in some cases, like if you've been to the Lemon Grove Bistro, if any of you enjoyed lunch there and watched the butterflies, that's us. Busy Bee has been awarded several grants through larger conservation groups already, most notably Xerces Society and Monarch Watch. Xerces Society plant grants have been granted to us 2 years in a row now. And this is one of the reasons that we're able to do this without any money and without any funding, is because we have larger organizations that are donating to us. And Lemon Grove Garden Groups already are key participants in larger events held around San Diego County. So you may not know this because we're all here in Lemon Grove, but I just participated in World Bee Day representing the Lemon Grove Garden and Nature Club this past weekend. I've done events in Claremont for their garden tours. I have also worked large events at Gather and Grow, at the Air and Space Museum in Belleville Park, and various things. So we are asked to do events on a regular basis. Go ahead. Big achievements for Lemon Grove, if you guys are not already aware, and some of you are not. Lemon Grove currently has the only Wild One certified native habitat in all of California. And we were able to get this designation on this path here that's behind San Alto School. And I've actually been working on this for several years now. But now we've got the only designation in California. So if you have the opportunity, this is accessible by anybody to be able to drive up and look at the Dartmoor Neighborhood Project, and you can't find it by just Google mapping it. San Alto School this is the path that leads right up to San Alto School from the backside. We were also able to secure a very large grant from Wild Ones to put in a national demonstration garden. And this Wild Ones grant is $3,000 and is covering everything from the plants to a ribbon cutting ceremony and the cost of a landscape designer. So we're bringing this in by grants and able to pass this on, and the school's taking advantage of this. And where'd you go? There you are. One of the designations that we would like to work on for Lemon Grove is Bee City USA. And Bee City USA is a Xerces Society designation. The city of San Diego, so large city, has already signed on to start the steps to become Bee City USA. And we figure if San Diego can do it with as large as they are, Lemon Grove, we should be able to even get it done faster than them. So we're hoping for that. And I'm just gonna read you what Bee City is. Bee City USA affiliates make commitments to conserve native pollinators laid out in a resolution adopted by the local city council, city staff, and community members who work together to carry out these commitments and make their city a better place for pollinators. Incorporated cities, towns, counties, and communities across the United States are invited to make these commitments and become a Bee City USA. This would be a really fun designation to have and bring in conservation groups to Lemon Grove, which would be really nice. Next. If you're not familiar, and we have that big Main Street project going on through Sandag right now, but Sandag had actually already passed some initiatives to start programs to use more native plants throughout the county and cities. And we're currently working on the phase 1 implementation for San Diego County through Sandag, which is really important. And Lemon Grove could be ahead of this trend. We've already got gardens that are going in, which is really big, and we've got the Lemon Grove Bistro, we have the Lemon Grove Historical Society, we have both the Secret Path of Lemon Grove, which is also known as Mariposa Lane, and the Dartmoor Neighborhood Project, and then of course we're going to have the San Altos project going in this fall as well. So that'll be big accomplishments for us to be ahead of the curve for the Sandag Conservation Program. Go ahead. These are native plant resources. These are things that anybody can look up, as well as our city commission. The San Diego Audubon Society has 10 of the easiest native plants to grow in San Diego, and the 25 easiest. I have those in our packet handouts for you guys today for the commission, just so that you're aware. And the 10 easiest ones, if you visited one of our native seed libraries or one of my table events, then I do hand out this information to the public as well. So it is something you guys can get. The other one, and I skipped over it real quick, was calscape.org. Calscape is a fabulous program where you can actually go in there and put in your zip code, and it'll populate it'll populate a list of plants that will be easy to grow in our zip code, which makes it so much faster to, instead of going what works, what doesn't, literally 91945, and it breaks it into categories of shrubs, shade, grasses, pollinator, whatever you want. If you want to attract a specific butterfly, it'll tell you the host plants for that butterfly. It also, on their new design, has a garden layout. So say you want to do something in your home, you don't want it as wild as some things can look, it'll give you an idea of how to plan it and make your own garden for your home. So it makes it really nice. For you guys here, the native landscaping manual will be put out by Sandag soon. I know that there are several groups working on that, and then you guys would all have access to that as well, if it's something the city wants to implement, which makes it kind of easy again. And then of course, local conservation groups, a lot of our local conservation groups put out information on a regular basis. People who are familiar with what I do know that I also offer all my services are just volunteer work. I have a regular 9-to-5 job. Everything I do for implementing these pollinator gardens is volunteer work. Next. And then any questions that you guys may have for you, or for any of you, would be busybeegardencoop@gmail.com. And I threw in a couple of cool pictures of some of the things that we've got going on. For the native bees, at my house, my brother and I have a very large native garden, and we are actually keeping track of the bee species that are coming through as we get new species and they grow. We're also keeping track of the butterfly species we're getting, and we have been keeping track of bird species now, so that if somebody wanted to come back and ask, what are we getting, we can now track all of that to show over the last 3 years the species that we are bringing in to Lemon Grove and keeping here. So we can even tell you the dates we saw them and recorded them. That's how much we're doing it. So, and again, that's volunteer work. One of the things that the commission will have handed out is we have this Lemon Grove Busy Bee blend. So I do a special Busy Bee wildflower seed blend for all of the volunteers that come out to our projects, but we also have different blends that we give out at table events outside of the city of Lemon Grove, so that anybody walking back now knows that we're in the game for conservation and pollinators. And we find that important as branding for us as well. So we have this specifically made. And then one of the important ones is the certified native habitat down there that you're gonna see. And that Dartmoor Naturehood Project, it is actually a wonder to see if you guys get a chance and you stop by. I had City Works come out to do something and they went back there